Good evening, everybody. This is Pat Walker at MissionWinners.com, and I love questions. And the reason why is it's by asking questions that we learn. There's a great quote. I speak at a couple of different venues on different topics. I love this quote. He or she, he who never asks, knows either everything or nothing. And it's again, ask the questions and we're going to go through it. So I encourage the questions and I love them. Blake has a great questions. He's talking about, hey, is there a way to maybe take the volume on 30-minute bars? And this is a really good question, by the way. Some thoughts. There's 13 30-minute periods in the trading day. And sometimes he says, I'll take a look at the volume the first couple of hours on 30-minute bars in the trading day and see if I can extrapolate that out as far as what volume's going to be possibly going into the rest of the day. And I think it's a great idea. But what I found is this. There can be huge activity at the beginning of the day, and I'm going to show you some examples, but it doesn't necessarily spill forth on the other bars. So here, we're going to do some examples. So I guess my point is this. I'll cut to the chase. For me, this is just me, I haven't found it to be a reliable tactic to extrapolate out. But that's just me. If you have, hey, hats off to you. And I'm going to show you a couple of reasons why. Here's SSO 30-minute. And you can see these bars going all the way back here, to the 15th, okay? 30-minute bars. And you can see some heavy volume bars, and then they just kind of meander around and there's a big bar there. But you look at like these first couple of bars here on SSO, they're really not that much at all the first 30 minutes on Friday. And then look at how it picks up here and it totally skews everything. So if we just extrapolated, we're not going to get any of this. So let's take it a step further. QLD, similar situation. Low volume here, heavy volume into the close. Now those are ETFs, and you could come back and say, yeah, but Pat, what about individual stocks? So let's look at some. Here's Apple. Apple had a really heavy bar, and then these bars were basically nothing special, And then it sold off into the close on volume. Fairly heavy bar here, and then the rest of the day, except for the last bar, all those other bars, there really wasn't much there to extrapolate that there's a degree of continuity with it. So this bar here is really low. So you can say, well, gosh, I guess it'll be low. But then look at the volume that starts coming into it later in the day. So there's Apple. Baidu's Chinese, and I don't know if it's a good example given, what was going on in China. So we're going to skip that. Amazon, really heavy bar the first 30 minutes, and then just a bunch of small bars. If you try to extrapolate out, I don't get it on that bar. Or even the first couple of bars doesn't seem to really be representative. A statistical sample that's representative. Alibaba's Chinese, we're going to skip it. Facebook's had a lot in the news, so maybe that's not a good example to do because it's in the news right now. Google, heavy bar, kind of meanders, does, and then a big heavy bar at the close. Heavy bar, nothing, heavy bar. Look here. Low volume bar, really nothing. And then a fairly heavy bar right here. Twitter, that's been in the news, so I'm not going to do that one. Netflix, heavy bar, nothing. Heavy bar, nothing except into the close. I guess my point is this. I just don't see enough reliability that I can extrapolate it out. That's just me. If it's working for you, hey, bravo. That one won't count. Adobe heavy bar, and then really nothing. And then that last bar was a little bit. Concho, lower bar here, heavy bar here, really nothing here, and then a heavy bar. Look at this on Friday, nothing. And then you get hit with this at the close. So I found the best thing to do is just take it bar by bar. But I do love to see, for actionable signals, I really like to see that when we're buying, let's see if we can get an example here. When we're buying something, right here on March 5th, I'll take it to hourly. March 5th, let's go back. Got a pretty good volume spike right there, that first bar when it pushed through. Look at that bar. In fact, we'll do this. There you go. It's going sideways. Okay, now this is an hourly. Going sideways, going sideways, going sideways, going sideways. This is what I do like to see at the breakout or the pivot price. I love that. Look at that volume. That is sweet. Next bar drops off and then it kind of meanders off. But that bar there, that trigger bar through the pivot price had that volume surge that we want on either the hourly or the 30-minute. So Blake, I know that went a little longer than it should, but hey, I hope it helps you, and I like your question, and I thank you, and I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Thank you now.